Wednesday night, it's 10 p.m., which means one thing and one thing only. It is time for Sport at 10, where our sole mandate is to bring you unrivaled info sportainment. Njengenjwayelo sila e-Auckland Park eGoli kwenye mayipheli phela amazinyo endoda ngegama uXoli wakwaZondo. But of course I am not alone ngoba sihlezi sinebhentshe elijimile iviki neviki. Shampunizer Tips, how you doing? Welcome.
Hello, Goli. Happy Africa Month.
Oh, yes.
It's May, yeah. Depends on how you see Africa. Some are international, some are not. Because, yeah, you can't say Lesotho or Zimbabwe is international. It's not international if you can drive there. But it's Africa Month, so happy Africa Month to everyone.
It's good to see you on Africa Month. Shani J, I am so excited to have you in studio. Happy Africa Month to you too. Excited to be on SportAt10 this evening?
Yes, I am. Thank you for having me, and I am super excited to speak about everything that I need to speak about today.
Absolutely, because you are, of course, our very first women to actually win the Red Bull Dance Your Style. We're going to be chatting so much more about that competition that took place and the world finals that are coming through. Ntwanisi, the founder of Bakegula, a women's football team for the elderly. Pretty impressive. Are you excited to be on the show? It's so good to see you in person. Oh, and namhlanje ngizofunda nesonga ngiyabonga kakhulu. And then of course we do have the SA Rugby President Mark Alexander. Congratulations, you have been given another task of a final term. You're feeling excited about that?
Yes, I'm excited and I'm glad to be on the show.
All right, we're going to be chatting all about that. There is so much that is happening within rugby, so that conversation you definitely want to tune into. And of course, the beautiful Angel Ndlela, you dropped your single just at the beginning of last month, and you're going to be debuting it to us on the show, right?
Yes, at the end of the show, so you guys better stay tuned.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. Ngishilo-ke ngathi ibench lethu lijimile. So throughout these 60 minutes, it truly is going to be epic. But again, njengenjwayelo, we always have the breaking news that are happening in the different sporting codes in and around the country and the world. And the very big one that was announced today is in terms of Jessica Mutawung, who has now been appointed at CAF, and she will be a part of the organizing committee for women's football. And of course, the very first thing that she will want to be working on is the women's AFCON that will be staged in Morocco from the 2nd of July. Becca, I'm going to come to you on this one. To see a South African being appointed to CAF, this is huge news.
It is, and I'm excited. And in Tsonga we say hoyo hoyo, because we are well represented, especially women.
Shani, definitely well represented, right?
I think it is. I think it's going to elevate football to another level, especially in Africa. It's just going to elevate women and just make us more in a more competitive space in anything.
Absolutely agree. And of course, amakhosi banga stress kakhulu, because Jessica is still going to be a part of the football club. She's going to be playing that dual role.
Yeah. Does it mean maybe there's a possibility of the Bakegula League?
Yes.
You find like Bakegula Pretoria, Bakegula Free State.
We do have that one.
Oh, but in Africa.
And next year we'll have the first ever soccer grannies tournament.
Okay.
And France is coming, America is coming. This is the first ever in the world.
I'm gonna because I'm the only young man. You know, I'm underage. I'm the only man who can stand up and say, this is a round of applause for women. This is women power. You guys are doing the things. Congratulations to Sis Jessica. Congratulations to you. And I feel like since now all those things are coming into the country, Jessica is going to CAF. Maybe it'll be much more recognized and it'll be solid. And then we'll be one day talking equal salaries.
Oh, I love that. I love that. All the best to you, Jessica Mutawung. And of course, there was action in the PSL today. Oh, for Royal AM, they suffered a 1-0 defeat at the hands of Maritzburg United. They lost, of course, and that game, the goal rather came in the 22nd minute from Samu. It was a case KZN derby. Unfortunately, Mamkhize and her troops not being able to get those 3 points.
Was she at the stadium?
Hey.
Because if she's there, they usually score 395. I think that's a lucky number. So maybe she was not there.
Maybe she wasn't there. Of course, there'll be other actions in terms of football that was happening. Golden Arrows, they also lost today to Baroka. It was Makume that scored in the 33rd minute, and it was through a penalty, while Chippa United and Cape Town City played to a goalless draw. But of course, for Royal AM, they're still sitting nice and pretty on second place in terms of the PSL log. Not so good news that came through. Kevin Anderson, at the age of 35, he announced that he will be hanging up his racket. Now, we will remember that the two-time Grand Slam finalist was the runner-up to Rafa Nadal at the US Open in 2017 and the runner-up to Novak Djokovic at Wimbledon in 2018. Mark, this is heartbreaking. You know, Kevin Anderson will no longer see him playing competitively.
Look, Kevin Anderson was a true ambassador for South African sport. And we should, as South Africans, thank him for his service to sport and representing us with distinction.
Oh, absolutely. But of course, he had sustained so many injuries, that is Kevin, and just not being able to play competitively anymore. But some good news in terms of the South African golfing front. Oliver Becker has broken into the top 100 of the world rankings. He jumped 23 places from 112th to 89th. He is now one of 7 South African golfers in the top 100, and he will take part in this week's British Masters. Very good news again, Mark, for South Africa. And what do you make of golf in the country now that we see the likes of Oliver Becker being able to break into the top 100?
I think we got a lot of top golfers playing internationally. You know, having them play internationally showcases our country. Yeah. And we can be proud of golf in South Africa. You know, if you look at the names that appear on all the circuits, it's good. It's good for the country. And it showcases our country. You know, the one thing we South Africans do, we come together with sport. And for them playing there, you know, it just makes us all proud again and something to look forward to.
Oh, absolutely. Oliver Becker. And the good news in terms of Formula One, we had been talking about it for a long time. There were speculations. Audi and Porsche will be joining Formula One in 2026. In terms of Porsche, they'll be partnering with the Red Bull's engine division, while Audi has been linked with the likes of McLaren, Aston Martin, and Williams. Angel, Audi, Porsche are going to be a part of Formula One. That's great.
I think that's super cool, and it's exciting to see like these luxury brands joining the F1, and it should be exciting. It should something to look forward to, definitely.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be competitive. We'll probably be seeing very faster times on terms of the circuit. And of course, the Miami Grand Prix happening this weekend, which is something I'm also looking forward to. But one thing that I'm also looking forward to every single Wednesday on SportAt10, ushampunai zabanye bathi utips awenza into ojwayele ukuyenza.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna clap for me, please. Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Happy Africa Month. Where were you during Workers' Day? Was it just a holiday?
I was actually working.
Okay, because it's Workers' Day. No, I spent my Workers' Day. I was in jail. I was in prison. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I went to Zonderwater prison to watch football. The prisoners were playing football in there, and it's very inspiring to be inside a prison. I think they are watching right now. What was funny was that they had their own football game. Okay. But they told me that the matches, that game that I was watching was a home game, and they had an away. So I was like, Marmos, we are away. I feel like these people are planning to escape. So they had an away and what. But it was like inspiring to see like people in jail who are serving like life sentences, but still having like this drive, you know. But they had like funny things. Primary. Anyways, let's move on with other things. Mamkhize lost today. Mam Shabila won not. She couldn't pull the Mamkhize like rock and roll thing. She lost. But then what you don't know is that she lost 1-0 to Maritzburg United, but Royal AM won Q3. So they have 1.5 million. So there's nothing to cry about. Mom Kids is going to give them depression fee. Like, really loses the Ian therapy. Mom Kids has got money, Joe. Rich people want bora because Mom Kids will tapaga valp. Mom Kids will tapaga valp. You know, like, she's got money. She's got someone who's in charge of handling her headaches. Like, if Mom Kids feel like there's a headache, like, feel it like one. It's for headache. Guys, I don't know what you guys are doing at home, but stadiums are empty. Stadiums are open and you guys are not going. What's the hell? Or advert there stadium. I'll do it now. Stadium. That's it. Guys, go to the stadium because an empty stadium is frustrating. Wholly empty. Coach, you'll hear Katsande for 45 minutes. Katsande. Until game is fair. So Chiefs is playing against Sundowns. Please let us go and fill up FNB Stadium because, you know, we have to fill up FNB Stadium. But to Ian, that's so. Let's go. I'm not going to make any jokes about Chiefs ever again because Chiefs is Tomlabil. I'm not going to joke about them. It's Tomlabil. Ogar dai pat ko Sarafina mo ba twinsan crocodile. Amit. But talking about what we were talking about, just to jump in, they said Formula One is coming. What Porsche and Audi, they are coming.
2026.
Hey, Lewis Hamilton saying, "Yo, Batung, F1 should come into South Africa." We don't want it. We are fine. We've been having it. We have taxi drivers. We have polo drivers. But if polo drivers ba overtake akamo grachi.
Wow, we love the taxi drivers and the polo drivers right here on the show. Right after the short ad break, we'll be talking to the South African Rugby President, Mark Alexander, and I'm telling you, it is going to be a conversation you don't want to miss.
No supermarket is cheaper than USave, which means big savings on your favorite products, daily essentials, and more. Get a 6-pack of U-brand full cream milk for only $69.99 and a pack of Glen tea bags for a low $18.99. Don't miss out on these great deals and more, only at USave.
Give it your all with new Clear for Men Active, the only fast-absorbing lotion and cream with Pro Moist. Clear for Men, made for men.
Welcome to Vanish. It removes tough stains, brightens colors, and keeps them hygienically clean. Watch this. Why? Coffee. Chakalaka. With the power of millions of oxygen bubbles. See? No stains. And the colors are brighter. Vanish Multi Action for clothes like you.
People are eating more and more acidic food, which can cause enamel loss and may lead to tooth sensitivity and yellowing. Enamel will drive in more minerals into the enamel structure so that the enamel is stronger and more resilient to acid. New Pronamel has been specially designed for enamel protection.
Don't worry, you got this.
You made the world go round. Comfortably in your way. You must get a pain that gets ready to work and that gets in the
Welcome back. You are still tuned in to Sport at 10. I am Xoli and now joined by Mark Alexander. He has been reappointed as the South African rugby president. Congratulations, firstly, Mark. I think those are really in order. This is a position that you've held since 2016. What is going to be different about this last term as president of SARU?
I think, one must reflect back on what happened in 2016. In 2016, when I took over, South African Rugby Union was in a rather dark place. Firstly, we failed the government transformation targets, the EPG targets. The Springbok team was not performing because we didn't have proper succession planning. We had 4 captains retiring the same year. Our sponsors leaving us due to the government punitive measures they put in place, and the president resigning. So we lost all our sponsors, and we had to go on a roadshow to tell corporate South Africa how broken we were and how we intended fixing it. So it took us 2 years to sort that out, and in 2018 we positive good results in 2018 and 2019. We won the World Cup. We beefed up our programs. We've done well in our transformation targets. We're really on track. You can see our teams reflects the demographics of our country. But then COVID came in 2020. And that was a major setback. If one understands how South African rugby makes its money, we make our money out of broadcast rights and sponsorship rights. And by not playing any games in 2020, that had a big impact on our organization.
Yeah.
And on the 16th of July, 2020, the All Blacks announced early one morning, we woke up to a newspaper article that they won't be playing in Super Rugby in its current form.
Dealt another blow.
That was a big blow, and then that had the potential to cripple South African rugby forever, because that's where we generate our money from, professional rugby. But fortunately enough, 2 years prior to that, they dumped 2 of our Super Rugby teams out of Super Rugby, and we invested money in the Northern Hemisphere. So lucky enough, we fell on our feet, and we're playing now in the URC.
And were you vindicated by that decision to go north, because now as we see 3 of our franchises going to the playoffs of the United Rugby Championship, is this a decision really that you're proud of?
I think it's a good decision. We were always looking, moving north from a player welfare point of view. When we used to travel to Australasia, the players travel for 5 weeks. And young married men, when they wake up in the morning, the families are sleeping. When their families wake up in the morning, they're sleeping. And that created problems for us. But just the pure travel alone was a problem for us. Even for the broadcasters. Prime time for broadcasters is from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night. 75% of our games were played from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock. So, the cards were stacked against us from day one. And I think it's a good move in the north. I think our players don't have to do all that travel. We're same time zone, and on the players' health, it's good for them, and I think it's a better competition. But saying that, we started looking in 2017, 2018, around private equity into our commercial rights. And we started a conversation with several companies, and there was one company in particular that interested us, and because they were vesting in North, they acquired the PRL, which is the biggest rugby league in the world, the English Rugby League. They acquired the 6 Nations, which includes the French, Italy, and the home unions. They acquired the URC that we are playing now, and they were looking at taking investment into South African rugby. You know what this does? We're taking our products and putting them together with the best brands in the world. The bulk of our revenue for Rugby World Cups come out of France and the UK.
Yeah.
And taking our brands and plugging it in with them and bundling it in collaborative marketing makes a lot of sense for us. But not only that, you look where sports consumption is going. People consume sport differently on different platforms.
Yes.
So we needed a big investment into our digital strategy as well as our fan engagement strategy because soon sponsors are not going to be looking for content. They'll be looking for data. And this will just place us in a better position to actually get into those areas and develop our platforms. But the pandemic has taught us one thing: you need to have a strong reserve fund for future pandemics or future acts of God. We need to be in a place where we can fund the organization for at least a year.
Yeah,
and this will
because
give us.
That pandemic was something else. You had a loss of 7.9 million as an organization, but fortunately in 2021 recording a surplus. But I want us to talk about the SABC's initiative now that we have embarked on, the Heritage Rugby broadcast. What are your thoughts on that? The fact that we are really going to these clubs in different provinces and broadcasting these matches.
The bedrock of South African rugby is schools and clubs.
Yes.
Community clubs. The community clubs in this country go back more than 100 years. If you look at the Eastern Cape, in the Eastern Cape, rugby and cricket is the number one sports in those areas, and that Heritage Cup is covering those areas. We've got a strong history in so-called black rugby in this country. We didn't know black rugby didn't only start in 1994. It stretches way back more than 100 years. When there was a big British colony based in Grahamstown with the Anglo-Boer War, they needed to play and do something. They taught the locals to play rugby and cricket. And that's why still today that region is strong in rugby and cricket.
Sure.
If you look around the country, when we have the players of color, especially the African black players, 99.9% of the time they come from the Eastern Cape. If you look at colored players, 99% of the time they either come from the Eastern Cape or the Western Cape. So we've got a strong history in rugby, and I think the heritage coverage you're going to be doing is around those areas, because it's not spoken about frequently, and they're underexposed, and by exposing that, you really generate more interest in the game, and we thank SABC for that.
Oh, that's brilliant. I want us to now also talk about the sevens. When we look at our women's team that did phenomenally on the continent just this past weekend. And of course, in terms of the Blitzboks that have been also doing quite well, if we're not going to be looking at the past two tournaments. Rugby as well. We've got the World Cup that is coming up very soon in 500 days' time. Also in Cape Town, there's the Sevens World Cup. So maybe just to expand a bit about just the plans that you have in the different tournaments.
When we look at tournaments, people think it's just about sport. But events like this generates a lot of economic benefit to the country. The economic impact to these tournaments. We just looked at our tournaments for the year that we have here. We have the Sevens in Cape Town in September, the Welsh touring here in July. We got 2 games by the All Blacks and 1 game by Argentina, and then again the Sevens again in December. If you add them together, it's about 18.9 billion rand impact to our economy. It's an impact we need, much needed impact. But you take the cricket and soccer and everything else. We never look at sport around the economic impact. So sport plays a major role when it comes to sports tourism. And we're excited to be hosting those events, and we're looking forward to it. Our ladies travel to New Zealand to play in the 15th World Cup. Our Sevens ladies qualified to play for the Commonwealth Games in the UK.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of exciting things happening, and we're excited just to get spectators back into the stadiums.
Mark, before I have to let you go, I need to ask you, is there a possibility of having the broadcast rights come to the SABC?
Well, broadcast rights, if the SABC can bid and guarantee us that they can pay the fees, then yes, we go open. We're open to bid every year. But you must also understand that sport like ourselves, what pays our bills and what funds our sport from the Springboks all the way down to schools is broadcast revenue and sponsorship revenue. We don't get funds from anywhere else. We understand the government cannot fund sport because we've got so many other challenges. So we need to create those environments where we generate our own funds. So we're more or less self-funding. So it's tough. And yes, if the SABC can give us a check to pay the bills, we're more than willing to pay to go to any broadcaster who can pay the bills.
All right, No, we love that. That's a response that we can take. Thank you so much for making the time. I know you are going to be going to Dublin very soon. Tomorrow, you know, so that really is amazing. Thank you so much. That was Mark Alexander. He has been reappointed and re-elected as the South African rugby president for another term. And who knows, you know, actually tell us on Twitter @SportAt10. Wouldn't it be so exciting to have rugby back on the SABC? We'll be back shortly after this.
This is Chagalaga Norris, and he's hella spicy. So spicy, he once became a manager. Just for fire of Karen. And Yazi, he's so spicy, he eats Nando's chicken in Savannah ads.
This is a financial show. Drink it or don't, I don't care.
Crisp and dry with hints of chili and ginger.
Dan, I know that it looks tender, but not so much when your chest is burning. Remember the last time?
Today is going to be a big day.
Why do you always say that?
What if today is the day that my boss finally notices all my hard work?
Did you draw these?
Yes, I did.
Come by my office.
Okay.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yes, and today you could score that winning try.
Let's go.
Wow, today can be a big day.
Whatever happens, we're ready. With Aquafresh confidence, today can be a big day.
We really miss Mom when we have a cold. But with Vicks Vapor Rub, it feels like she's right here with us. New and improved Vicks Vapor Rub vaporizing ointment contains eucalyptus oil, menthol, and camphor to now help relieve cough and cold symptoms.
Hi, honey. How is he?
Sound asleep?
Good job.
New Vicks Vapor Rub.
Life's a struggle when you can't breathe well. Fortunately, Otrivin unblocks in 2 minutes and helps you breathe better for up to 10 hours so you can have a better day and a better night. Breathe your best with Otrivin. Also available in Otrivin Seawater with aloe vera.
I don't know about you, but I know what I want. I want to be entertained. I want to be thrilled. All of the jets. I want excitement. I want options. Variety. I want it today, tonight, tomorrow. I want it all. That's why Hollywood Bets.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us on Sport at 10. You have made the entire country happy. So Bakegula is a football team for elderly women that look like they're still in their prime. Bega, let's start off quickly. Founded in 2007 outside Zanin, why the need to have a team for elderly women?
Okay, I was sick for a long time. And one of my doctor advised me to exercise. That's how it started.
Yes. All right. So I know also with Glennis, You are, in fact, an actress on Giyani, Land of Blood, Kokwane, and you are also playing football. How is that adjustment?
Well, no. I started acting at 62, and I've been a nurse ever since. But I can tell you there's kuna kuhambana. I've never practically talk about, actualize the health. Instead of like kuba healthy, I'm actually much healthier. Sure. Instead of say take tablets, hey, exercise, hey, don't eat junk. Now it's real.
Yo, and then Beatrice, also known as Lionel Messi of the team. Number 10.
Number 10.
So,
Number 10.
where are you competing as teams? You know, are there tournaments that you are taking part in? Just give us an idea of Bakekula Badlala Group.
Yes, we are having tournament like 2 weeks back, Mama Bega. We went to Malamlele. That day things were happening. I think we're having about 12 teams, 15 teams.
Initiated.
And 4 Bakalabs. But finally, Bakegula from Konko and Bakegula from Mahonis went to finals. Okay. Guess what happened? Knockouts. Bakegula from Konko. 4 not. Yes, you can see what's happening there. You know, she was very inside of the stadium. You know, everybody, you know, she's our Mother Teresa. Yes. She's our Mother Teresa. You know, everybody was singing, dancing, and shouting,
She changed the whole narrative. When I was 60, overdress, over close, long dress, and walking this way, one was so upright. Suddenly, the life expectancy has changed. Women are living longer and were dragging the... Hey! From the grave, quarter to grave, and from the Mahasman. It needs come and exercise.
Yes, Ushadi, I want to actually bring you in on this one. It's so amazing how much you have traveled also as a team because of playing football. Brazil, the USA, which parts of the world?
Oh, it was wow. When I went for pension, I was working like this.
Yes, before. And now?
Now.
Born
now.
Let's go again.
Yes. She has been calling me, Wena, come to Bakukula, where to go for pension. And look, how old I am? Guess what? 70.
70.
You. Just walking, every morning walking. From there, we go to our ground, and then for our feet not to have cramps.
Yes.
Just keep like this.
And
like
you know
this.
what? All these things, they are happening because we are having people who are committed to help us. Like Pastor Topman Ngonyama from Tititi. He's the one who's sponsoring us. Even now, he paid everything, accommodation, ticket to Spain.
Sure.
Well,
So
he
you
did
are going to
everything
Spain.
alone.
I was supposed to go to Spain, but due to Ukraine and Russia, the road has led to tell us that we have to eat for something.
And can you believe, when you look at me, you can think, Urai, I'm 45 or what? I'm 58. Yes. 58, 9 March 1964. Because of football, you can see what I'm still active.
So how often do you train as a team? How often are you training? What's the diet looking like? You know, because really this is interesting. Abantu babukele manje kai. Nabo bafuna ukuba a part of this. You know, how often are you training? How intense is this?
And Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now I have to ask you, manbuke amaqembu ethu adlala kwi PSL, ne, in terms of the men's teams. Which team do you know for sure you can beat? If you were to play with right now, your team in shine.
I think if you can Chiefs.
If we can organize something
tomorrow, even if you can say tomorrow, we are ready. We are ready as long as I'm there. Chiefs.
Okay, so what is it about Chiefs? Why do you believe that you can beat Chiefs?
They're not playing. We play better than them. That's the answer. We play better than them.
Yo.
And remember, we play for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Not 45, not 40, 90 minutes.
And how old is the oldest Bakegula? 86.
86.
Yes.
So, what are you now hoping to achieve as footage of you at training? I cannot believe this is watching it. What are you hoping to achieve as a goal?
I think number one is to move every village. You are moving, pushing every village upside down. The Pompo, you are saying Free State, the whole South Africa. And we even went overseas. All the madams are basking in the sun, eating their money. They didn't know that there's a women's soccer.
Yeah.
So they had to be taught, Becca had to break those barriers. Tina Nemicheka went overseas, Nemicheka and Ibelan. We took it off and we put shots. Madams, 9-0. About madam. We're initiating.
And what I'm also loving is that even the African continent has now taken up, you know, to this initiative and this idea.
Now I have a team in Togo, Mali, Senegal, and Mozambique, and also
Zimbabwe.
Benin and Zimbabwe and Malawi. And next year I'll be the first in the world to host the Granny's Soccer World Cup.
Okay, tell us
Soccer
about that
tournament.
World Cup. Yeah, it's happening next year.
Yes.
What are the qualifications? Where exactly is it happening?
If you say what the qualifications?
Yeah, to get into this tournament next year.
It's just a simple tournament for the grannies.
Nice.
Yes, and the age is range from 50 upwards.
Up to 90, 100. My mom is 100. She cannot.
Yes.
Oh, even your mom at 100, she can.
She can.
And America confirmed. We have a letter from America. We have France. We have Togo, Benin, Senegal, and I think we'll have more than 10 countries. And we're sponsored by Pastor Topman Ngonyama. And to him, I say thank you. You know, it's always there for us. And we also have these young guys from Hankuri village. They are North Pole water. They give us water. You know, we need a lot of water. Yes, there's one sponsoring us. We also have, who else? We have Topman Ngonyama, who paid for our trip to Spain. Cash. Yes, and he's a geologist from Tititi village.
And you know what I also love? As the SABC, every week we show the Hollywood Bet Super League, you know, which is women's football. And we always look at this talent and think at some point they are going to be retiring early and whatever not, you know. But to see organizations like this, you know, that are saying there is no age limit.
Yes.
In fact, the older you get, the more active you're supposed to be. Yeah.
And we're turning around all these things about chronic illness. Good people must be on treatment for life. Yes, control diabetes, but we're preventing and we're promoting health. So we're going upside down, from the bottom up, from the gogos, to the young people who are challenging them. You don't have to have chronic illnesses. Because now people are getting the high blood pressure, the young arthritis.
By the way, I don't have any chronic. No chronic.
No, not on any chronic.
At the age of 70?
No
At 65 also, I'm following a no chronic disease. No arthritis,
And
no
you're still young, you
cholesterol.
can't even exercise.
Yeah.
You need to join us.
Manju Mampega, why are you exposing me?
Remember, I worked for SABC for 25 years.
Yeah.
I left last year, but my plan is to come back and change, you know, you, the presenters of soccer.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
It's definitely going to happen.
Yes.
And you know what?
And we want to challenge you this year. You come and play with us.
Yeah, one more
As
team to come and play with us.
SportAt10 must come and interview us.
Yo. Okay, challenge accepted. So you've challenged Kaizer Chiefs, you've now challenged SportAt10.
Yes.
You are just challenging the whole country.
Yes. We also have Bakalabze. Here, there. Yeah. We'll play with them.
I love it.
Let them
Thank you
come.
so much.
Okay.
We look forward to hearing about your exploits in Spain. That's going to be happening very soon. Bakegula. I am so thrilled. Inhliziyo ipompa nje ikasted. Kodwa ke uma sibuya siyaqhubeka siyajiva ngoba uSheni J is here.
Hurry! Vodacom's red hot deals are waiting for you. Stay connected with download speeds of up to 10 megabits per second with Alcatel HH72V router on an uncapped data plan. What's 599 Rand? Now get it for only 499 Rand per month over 24 months, saving you a massive 2,400 Rand. If you miss it, you miss out. Further together, Vodacom.
You don't have to make the butts happen every night. I mean, come on, that's not great. So parts with pants. Parts must rest. Rolling in on the double. Doing it is exclusive delivery deal. That's too much pizza. Just $49 when the pizza. Try something amazing.
People are eating more and more acidic food, which causes enamel loss and may lead to tooth sensitivity and yellowing. Pronamol will drive in more minerals into the enamel structure so that the enamel is stronger and more resilient to acids. New Pronamol has been specially designed for enamel protection.
You're gonna be fine. Dad, you make the world go round. Pronamol will take pain, get it your way. You need fast, effective pain relief that gets ready to work in 10 seconds on the go. It's the same grandpa you trust. She's still a pain. Grandpa, trust it for 100 years.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the entire South Africa, I would love to introduce you to Shani J. That was brilliant. Watching yourself actually do that, what does that even feel like?
It's awkward. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, oh, I did that. It's very awkward, and mostly like you harden yourself as an artist, so you be like, oh, I could have changed that a little bit, or I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, it's awkward. It's awkward for me.
Yeah. So you're born Shannon Kavito.
Yes.
You've got this passion and love for dancing. Where does it come from? But also, more importantly, how then do you decide to take it professional?
So I've always danced, always. I've always been, like, they play a music video and I learned the choreography and my mom would always be like, okay. And then I went into different parts, like ballet. I got bored of it and I went into sports and stuff. And I remember my cousins used to dance and I used to watch them. And I'd be like, okay, I'm doing it with you guys. And they would, like, teach me. And then as I got older, I stopped dancing. When I was in grade 9, I actually started my professional career. So I was about 14, 15. So that's when I started taking it up a notch. And then I just never stopped, ever.
You never stopped. And right now you are specializing in whacking and voguing.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to break down what those dance styles are, you know, what they entail, the different techniques of whacking and voguing.
So they are from the same community, which is the LGBTQ AI community. And whacking is more club-based, whereas there's punking, so you'll sing out the lyrics of a song and you will, like, move to it. And then there's Vogue, which is more the ballroom scene. That's more complicated because you have old way, new way, Vogue femme, as well as categories that you'll walk. So I walk balls as well. So you go and dress in the category and you walk it. And I'm the Vogue femme girl. So I do the Vogue femme side of it, which is a little bit more dangerous and more technical than compared to like other styles and stuff. So yeah, that's the, like, surface difference between them.
And what's so interesting also about dance, you know, a lot of people at surface level will say, this is very easy. But this is a very difficult art form and a very difficult sport, especially because you're so prone to injuries. I want to know, what is the most painful and excruciating injury that you've ever suffered training or performing?
It happened 3 years ago. And this is probably the most painful because I'm a very clumsy person in general. But this day, we were doing Shoma Jozi Huku, and there was a part where we had to go down on the floor. And during rehearsals, my thumb actually went, like, in. And there was a point where I got up, and my choreographer was like, shake it off, let's go. He's actually my friend now. He's like, shake it off, continue. And I had to continue. And I was just like, it's fine. It was swollen for, like, a month. And I remember telling my mom, I think it's broken. And my mom's like, okay, if you can't move it, then it's broken. But it was swollen. And I used my hands to dance, so it was just, like, the worst. And then a few months later, the same thing happened. But mostly, I think hamstrings are probably, like, the most delicate part as well. As long as if you don't stretch, you will get injured.
Unbelievable. Shani, last year you made history because you won the Red Bull Dance Your Style. You were the national winner and then becoming the first woman to actually represent us at the World Finals, which were supposed to happen last year, but now they'll be happening this year. Talk to us about what's now going to happen this year that's different, because you are the current reigning champion, but another champion is going to be coming through that will be part of the World Finals.
Yeah, so I think about 30 countries are entering. So they're redoing the process. So there's going to be nationals again this year. And that's going to be in every city. So that's going to be Joburg, Durban, PE, Cape Town, Polokwane. So in every city that we have, there's going to be basically auditions again, or rather people coming in and showcasing your style, Red Bull Dance Your Style. And then from there, you're going to go into the finals, the World Finals. So that means there'll be two nationals from every country that's entering this year. And yeah, that's practically what's going to happen from the show onwards.
And during these auditions, what are judges looking at? You know, is it originality? You know, the difficulty in terms of the techniques that you're going to be displaying?
So Dance Your Style is a little bit different. So Red Bull Dance Your Style is more audience-based. So it's more performance level. So you're showcasing your style, your technicality, but you also need to entertain. So it's more of the social culture of dance. And if you can't entertain and you can't capture the crowd, there's no point in even, like, trying to get to the next level. So you have to constantly be on your A game. This is where the crowd decides, basically. So there's no judges, the crowd's the judge. Wow. And with that, I think dancers that have balance between performance and battles, like as myself, you can then, you know, entertain the crowd as much as you can, show them what they want to see in terms of technicality, musicality, but also performance factors and how to capture them from there onwards.
Ooh, capturing the audience. This is something that I don't want to miss out on. Shani J is going to be representing us at the World Finals that are happening in South Africa, Johannesburg, in fact, this year. And I've got no doubt whatsoever that she is going to blow the judges' minds. After the ad break, we speak to a songwriter, Angel Ndlela, and she's going to be blessing us with her beautiful voice. Stay tuned.
This young man was head and shoulders above the rest. Fueled by the small creme decker, your lunchtime achievement award winner, Becky. Creme infused with small creme decker. That's 2 layers, 3 cheeses, and a cheese pull-up creme crust for just $69.90. Here with Miss Pizza, try something amazing.
Today is going to be a big day.
Why do you always say that?
What if today is the day that my boss finally notices all my hard work?
Did you draw these?
Yes, I did.
Come by my office.
Okay.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yes, and today you could score that winning try.
Let's go.
Wow, today can be a big day.
Whatever happens, we're ready. With Aquafresh confidence, today can be a big day.
Life's a struggle when you can't breathe well. Fortunately, Otrivin unblocks in 2 minutes and helps you breathe better for up to 10 hours so you can have a better day and a better night. Breathe your best with Otrivin. Also available in Otrivin Seawater with aloe vera.
Welcome to Vanish. It removes tough stains, brightens colors, and keeps them hygienically clean. Watch this. Wine, coffee, chakalaka. With the power of millions of oxygen bubbles. See, no stains, and the colors are brighter. Vanish Martial Action for clothes like you.
I cannot believe we are nearing the end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sport at 10. I am all smiles because finally Angel Ndlela is here with me in studio. You are a singer, songwriter, and the one thing that I really love about you is that not only are you into music, but you also do many other things. You have a degree in industrial psychology. Talk to us about that. An honors degree. Ooh, child. I am sorry about that, an honors degree. Talk to us about that, you know, the importance of education and also embarking and pursuing your dreams in music.
So I've always had like a life plan for myself. Obviously, I wanted to pursue my dreams, but my parents, like, you know how black parents are. They don't believe in like sports and arts and things like that. So I decided to focus on my studies, and they said they wanted a master's. I was like, guys, this is as far as I can go. So I gave them the honors degree, and then after that I decided to pursue my music, but I still do want to get my PhD and my master's, hopefully.
Girl, I love you. I literally love you. In Hawick. So you are now based in Johannesburg?
No, I'm based in Hawick. So I travel to wherever I need to be, actually.
All right, in Hawiki, last month you actually released your single Izululam. Yes.
First of all, Izululam does not refer to anybody.
So there's no Zulu man over there.
There might not. I don't know. But basically, it was just a song that I wrote. You know, on social media, a lot of people do reels, they take videos, and I just wanted to write a song that's a love song, but not like a typical love song. So Izululami sort of expresses, you know, my love, my everything. And it's sort of like I described, it's a love song, but I want it to be like a vibey one that you can play at the club, at a wedding, or anywhere where you can enjoy it, really.
All right. And just quickly, before we wrap things up, there is an EP that's on the cards. Yes.
Before the end of the year, people should definitely expect an EP from me. And then as I infiltrate the industry, an album will come.
Oh, I cannot wait for that. But one thing that I now cannot wait for is this performance that we have been counting down to the entire show. You can grab the stage, SportAt10. All the viewers are waiting for this moment. Angel Dela is going to be gracing us and singing this beautiful song, Izululam. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Absolutely talented. The EP is coming out later on this year. Angel Dela with Izululami. Thank you so much again to Shani J, Mark Alexander for coming through. Bakegula. Shambunizer, what a show.
People go to the stadiums. We've been crying that the stadium. Sundowns is chasing 70 points. Chiefs is chasing their winning ways. Let's go back to the stadium. Let's go and fill up FNB Stadium because the vibe is here. Girl.
We shy. Igama Foli Wakazondo. If you're not watching SportAt10, what are you doing?